Hi everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa. Today's pick a card reading should be a fun one. It's going to be like what is most lovable about you, what makes people fall for you. So it's just going to be a feel good reading about, what people appreciate about you, what the universe wants to let you know about that. We have 3 piles to pick from. We have pile 1, and this is the labradorite. Pile 2, and that's the rose quartz heart. And then pile 3, the agate. So go ahead and pick your pile. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. If you picked the labradorite heart, this reading is for you. So happy you're here. So your pile's pretty nice. I'm gonna start off by saying, and you low-key have everything that anybody could want. In terms of why like people fall for you, you're like a quite abundant person. We have 10 of wands here. But I am having all types of trouble with my mic today. I almost recorded this whole entire video without turning it on, first of all, and now I just can't seem to balance it. I am sorry. Okay, we are good to go. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties with the sound. Okay, so I don't know where to start because there's so much. So we'll start with what people end up falling, the reason why people fall for you, or the reason why people think you're so lovable. First of all, you are quite literally beautiful. And when people describe you to others, maybe when you're first talking to someone, when you first meet someone, when someone describes you, they use the word beautiful. And for a lot of you guys, most of you guys, it is because you're physically beautiful, but it's also because you're so beautiful within. And when people say, that you're beautiful, they just mean it in every sense of the word. Like, they're just like, listen, this person, they're just very beautiful. You have a beautiful soul. Another thing that people just say about you is like that you're quite a good friend. You are fun to be around with. Some people might call you the life of the party, or it doesn't mean that you have to be the loudest person there. It doesn't mean that you have to be the one like dancing on tables. It just means that the party is wherever you are. Like, it's just fun to have you around, because we all have a friend, and if you don't have this friend, it's you, the friend that like you just want to be there, even though they're not like particularly loud or flirty or like the initiators in any sense, but just them being there makes your whole experience way better. And you, in general, people think that you make the world a better place just by being yourself, just by existing in it. They think you're so special. Yeah, and they love coming together with you. They love you when you're around other people. This doesn't have to mean that you're, like I said, super outgoing, but they just like having you there. Maybe you're a buffer. Maybe you're there for emotional support, which we will get into, because there is a lot of water. There's everything in here, but there's like particularly a lot of water. So you could have strong water placements in your chart. Maybe you have a water moon or a water Mars or something, or your Mars in water, because we have the 10 of Cups. So I think that one of the many reasons people fall for you is because you emotionally stimulate them, you emotionally satisfy them, you emotionally heal them. You're just overall you could be tender or kind-hearted. Doesn't mean that you come off that way, but it certainly means that inside you are quite loving and helpful, and people love to have you around because you're either a calming or you're a healing presence. Just you in general are very like soothing. I don't know if your voice is soothing, your personality is soothing. There's something about you that's quite soothing to others, that they just enjoy having you around because of that, and that's why they fall for you. And then we have a lot that indicates that you are very either nurturing, or you have a lot of characteristics that people look at you, or they know you and they're like, that would make a great parent, that person would make a great partner to have in your life and family, like as a parent, as a partner, as a provider, or the support to the provider, whatever roles that y'all are all into. That's what your people really fall for you for that reason. Because if you're, doesn't matter your gender, you they just see in you that you'll be like a strong mother, a strong father, a strong husband, a strong wife, and you'd be loving while still having a little bit of you'll be able to build like the kids, the child's backbone, or and if you're like, kids, huh, that's not for me, then just simply like you'll be a good, you can have dogs and cats, and you'll be like, you'll take responsibility. 'Cause we also have responsibility down here. And we have the Princess of Coins, or the Ace of Pentacles, which talks about manifesting and prosperity, abundance, providing. It's just like you are good at it. Because we also have the King of Pentacles here, which is to clarify that, but I'm just letting you know that in this we have a lot of king energy. So like you are someone that, I don't know necessarily if you're very dominant, but I feel like you are a leader, and you're the type of leader that leads by doing rather than by like flashing authority or flashing, or using fear as a tactic to lead. You just lead with grace and lead with you're very wise, and you lead with example. You lead by example. Yeah, you're just a very strong person. People just gravitate towards you because of that, because you exude this like responsible energy without being overly serious or intimidating or not fun to be around with. Like, you're not a stick in the mud, and I think people really gravitate towards you because of that. And we have the Ten of Wands, which just talks about responsibility and getting shit done and being a helpful person. And then we have it with the Two of Cups. So like I was saying, like, people fall for you because they just see what a great partner you are, and a lot of people, I think, come into contact with you. And a lot of your exes, it's okay if you don't have exes, or maybe people who have had crushes on you in the past, they just see you as a soulmate. And this also applies to friends, but your friends also end up like feeling like you were a soulmate and you were meant to come into their lives. But overall, they just see you as a soulmate. And it's because of, I'm going to repeat myself, but it's because it's said here multiple times, but the whole fact that you are responsible and you have duties and you show up on time and you are, you keep your word, you're someone people can count on, and that is like top notch. You don't flake at the last minute. People really love that about you. Because you're all that, like I said, without being boring, without being a stick in the mud, without people, without people going like rolling their eyes, you know what I mean? You're a caretaker. Some people might call you the mom or dad of the group. Sometimes they'll be like, okay, mom, okay, dad, I get it. I've had friends of both genders like that, and I really love them. And when people say that, they're just teasing you. If they didn't like you, if they didn't like how you were, they would just not be around you. I kind of get the sense that sometimes you can get a little bit of anxiety because of the way you are. You just think like, man, I'm not the life of the party, or I'm shy, I have anxiety. Like, you kind of get down about yourself, but you really shouldn't, because people like truly, truly, truly treasure you and truly find you super fucking special. And most people are so glad that you're in their lives. And when people fall for you, when romantic partners fall for you, like, they are heart eye emoji about you. That makes sense. But yeah. Now we have the King of Coins with the King of Pentacles. I mean, the Eight of Coins with the King of Pentacles, which is just basically, they're both pentacles, they're both coins. But it talks about like you being, it's just, the repeating this with this with this is just repeating. Um, you have passions and you have artistic talents. There's something you work on a lot that's not necessarily it is also, but there's something apart from working on like your money and your coin and your bag. There's something else that you also work on. Because it seems like you're quite responsible in terms of like, you have a stable place to live, and or you have worked hard for the things you have, but then on top of that you worked hard for some kind of craft, because this one talks about craftsmanship or hustling or working on something, but something kind of like a little more creative. Um, and then we have the King of Pentacles, which is you do now, or people see you as someone who's gonna reap what they sow, meaning you have worked so hard for everything that you have, for everything that you have accomplished in life, and they know, or you are right now, but they know that you will be sitting on your throne, kind of enjoying your riches, enjoying what your hard work has done for you, has paid off. And they see themselves next to you, or at least they want to be next to you, but that's up to you. But yeah, pile number 2, that's all I really have for you. Oh, I forgot, my angle's a little off, so I didn't see this card over here. So another thing is that like people do see how hard you have worked, and I think because you have maybe possibly struggled in the past in some way, they don't envy you because of the growth that you have had. Because for some of you guys could have became this emotionally stable, or you don't have to be emotionally stable, but like people perceive you and you help others with their healing and their emotions. So people perceive you as like someone who has really transformed, or really evolved in that sense, and everything that you have now accumulated over time with all your hard work, everybody is so happy for you, and like they don't envy you, they don't look at you with green eyes, they look at you like happy and warm. And I think that's just because that's what you exclude. Like your energy is like that. When you see someone have something happy, you're not a hater about it, you don't get upset about it, you're not like, wish that was me. You're just like, man, like you're their cheerleader. You're like, oh my, like, a friend texts you like, hey, I got this done, or this and that, and you're just truly happy for them. And I think you attract like-minded, or like similar people that are also that way. So the people that you surround with yourself with, the people who end up loving you and falling for you, they're just so happy to see you grow and see you become who you're becoming, and see you gain all the success that you're going to. So if you don't know, you should know that you are going to be an extremely successful person if you're not already. You're going to have a really beautiful life, and a happy one, and a stable one, and your partner's going to be so fucking dope too. And that's how I'm going to leave you with. Pile number 1, thank you so much for joining me. Drop a like, maybe a subscribe. I don't know. I'll see you guys on the next one. Okay, pile number 2, if you picked the rose quartz heart, this reading is for you. I'm so happy you're here. Thanks for joining me. If this resonates with you, leave me a like, maybe stay and subscribe. But let's get into your pile. So, what's most lovable about you, and why do people fall for you? Well, I think you have like this beautiful chaos within you. We have the chaos card. Like there is a storm brewing within you, probably at all times, and people are so fucking attracted to that. Like there's a lot of people that come into contact with you, and I have some more cards that talk. Sorry, got interrupted. There's more cards that I have that talk about this chaos, or not the chaos, but the people gravitating towards you without being able to stop themselves. Kind of like the way a twister, what are these called? Tornadoes? Pulls everything in its path in, and they do it without thinking. They do it because it's in their nature. It's because it's literally what they are. So keep that in mind, that for you, a lot of people fall for you without even wanting to, without even trying to. They just get sucked up into you and into your life. For a lot of you guys, I get a lot of strong either air signs or fire signs, but you don't have to be. It's all good if you're not. But Yeah, because I literally have no earth or water in here. And that doesn't mean that you're not, that you don't have those signs in your chart. I'm just saying, just pointing it out. But people fall for you, I think, because you are meant to teach so many people lessons. We have here karmic relationships, Orion, I don't know, energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. That conflict kind of reminds me of chaos. You just stir up a lot of emotion in people. You stir up a lot of life changes without even trying. You come into their lives and you kind of like rearrange shit. And when you leave, they're just kind of left in awe, or they're kind of left still thinking about you, still unable to move on from this connection and from what you've done to them. So you low key cast little spells on people, and you kind of just fucking twist their minds up. And people love it. People are so attracted to you for that. They fall for you because of that. And I think it's because because we have the Knight of Wands, but you're kind of a risk taker. You're ambitious. You go for what you want. You're not afraid of doing things. I think that for a lot of you guys are into traveling, and a lot of you guys are into changing your appearance. Because we have here change in the wind, but you're not afraid to move. If you feel like moving somewhere, you kind of go for it. You're not afraid to travel somewhere alone or travel with your friends, or like you're up for adventures, even if it's a little adventure to Sonic in the middle of the night to get an ocean water. Shout out to ocean waters. Why are they so good? Anyways, planning and action. And this, like, if we look at it, it's literally just a math. And I think that for some of you guys, you are chaotic and you guys travel and you do all these things without being irresponsible, without being like, I don't know. Something keeps telling me that you guys are people's like wet dream. And what I mean by wet dream is, I mean, like, the trope in movies of like the character who comes in. They're usually called manic pixie girls, but I think that it's gender inclusive. So it's the guy or the girl who comes in and saves the protagonist from boredom, from heartbreak, from their mundane everyday life. You are that for people. You come in with like your wild stories, or your energy, or your adventurous streak, or you just come in and you just kind of like I just want to mess everything up. And you don't do it in a bad way. You do it in a way that people love and they just can't get enough of. But I think that throughout all of that, you are still a little, I don't know if grounded is the right word for it, but you are still kind of like, you're still in control. So this chaos and this like craziness, you try to kind of not get too carried away. And I think that you inspire so many fucking crushes that like you don't know what to do. People literally tell you like, I'm in love with you, and you're like, bruh, we're we're just friends. And it's because you're so fun and people just want to soak up in your energy. And you end up leaving people kind of confused, like, what? We're not dating? And you're like, we've never even kissed. What do you mean? So they kind of like, they build these stories in their minds of these lives that they want to have with you guys, and that they want to like go on and live with. But you help them grow. You help them heal. Not necessarily heal. I don't want to use the word heal. You kind of help them actualize or realize that they also have magic within them. Because I think that sometimes people can try to take your magic, or try to, absorb it, or, just take without giving. And you help them by teaching them that, listen, you got magic in you too. And it's just by being who you are. You are very confident. We have the Page of Cups and the Ace of Wands. You are very confident. Like, people love how confident you are. You are not, or here's the thing, because I know that sometimes some people are like, I'm not fucking confident. What are you talking about? I have all these anxieties, and I'm shy, and I'm ugly. No, listen. You come off to people as so mother effing confident, so much to the point that a lot of people are intimidated by that. But also, a lot of people look at you and you inspire people, whether you know it or not. You inspire people to also be confident. And again, you do it just by being yourself. But like I said, because this Page of Cups talks about just like mystical synchronicities, the flow of energy, and then we have it paired with the Ace of Wands, and it's just like the start of you helping people reach their potential. You help inspire people. It's just literally everything that I've been saying, because it talks about inspiration and potential and inspiration, and so all of it's just what I was talking about earlier, is you just help people by being yourself. So people fall for you. Okay, let me read these down here. Yeah, so it's not that I'm looking at these now, kind of all over the place. I feel like you sometimes at times can be all over the place. You're kind of like, and I want to do this, I want to go here, and what are we doing? So it's kind of how I'm feeling right now, because I'm like trying to read this, but then this is catching my attention, and I'm like, what am I reading? What am I doing? Let's go here, because I already talked to Change in the Wind. I think this does pertain to, I feel it pertains to your parents and the way you go about your life in general. I think like I said, you're not shy, you're not scared of change, or if you are scared of change, you still do it, you still go for it. And when people look at you, they go like, wow, this person is not afraid to transform and change and move forward and keep going and keep doing things. Like they're not stagnant, you're not like dry. And you don't, and like when I was saying earlier, you don't heal people, but you kind of lead people and guide people to their potential. Yeah, you're special. And then we have the Wheel of Fate and Temperance. This is the card that led me to believe that while you're chaotic, while you're a ball of energy, and while you're like a little out there, you still balance that out. You still have time, you're still a grounded, I don't know if I want to use the word grounded again, but like you're still in reality. You're not too, people could still reach you. You still answer calls. You don't, you know what I mean? Like you're not out of reach. And like I was saying way earlier, people often feel like it's fate that they met you because you changed their lives. And I don't know, I wonder, you guys should let me know in the comments if you guys realize how much you guys change people's lives, or if people tell you like how legit like they're grateful for you and having you in their lives. Then we have the Knight of Wands again, and this is again with the star. So the star is represents the Aquarius. So if you know an Aquarius, or if you are an Aquarius, if you know anything about zodiacs, if you know anything about Aquarians, you should know that they are weird. And I say that in the most loving way, because these people are so unique. They are so fun. If you see someone who really expresses themselves in makeup, but their makeup looks are like pink nose and then the little heart in their nose, or jewels on their cheeks, or white freckles, or white eyeliner, unique sense of style, unique makeup, they're probably an Aquarius rising, because Aquarians are very different. They are, most of them, there's some shy and awkward, but a lot of them are very social and have a lot of friends and really fun. And I have a coworker, she's so weird, but she's in the best possible way, and she's very free-spirited. So I do get the sense that you are a free spirit. You don't have to be an Aquarius. I'm just kind of trying to help you guys paint the picture of the energy that people see in you and are attracted to, is the Aquarian energy that's in you. Yeah, just very unique, very special, very different. And in a lot of cases, you guys accept people a lot too. I think you guys are quite accepting of people's different beliefs and genders and ideas, and you're open to it. You're not closed-minded. And you're just, I think that for a lot of you guys, even if you don't realize it, I think you guys do initiate friendships a lot, or you do initiate conversations, or you help continue them. Like you're outgoing, even if you don't feel it. People do feel safe talking to you, and sometimes it's because you come to them first. The last thing I want to talk about that people really admire and fall for you for is because you try very hard to not be toxic. I feel like for some of you guys have realized that sometimes you guys have had toxic traits, or in the past maybe some of you guys were maybe flaky, or hurt people's feelings in some way, or there was something about you that required some growth. And so interesting. So we have so much fucking sword. Yeah, well, I guess because we have the Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords. Sorry, I didn't look right. This is Knight of Swords. That's the Knight of Wands. And it's so funny that this is paired with this, because the Knight of Swords can sometimes be called radical. So I think that there's something about you that is out there, that is different, that people kind of look at you and think, I could never, but it's cool that you do. And like an open relationship. I'm not saying you're into open relationships. I'm just saying you have ideas that are different like that people kind of like look at you and they're like, that's not normal, but it is normal, and it's you, and you're unique and different. And I just love this pairing, and I think that's so interesting that that's paired together. But as I was saying earlier, before I got distracted, let me know please in the comments if you guys get this distracted, because if you don't, I don't know if this pile is for you, because I am so fucking low-key all over the place without even meaning to be. We have the Six of Swords and the Five of Swords. So I think that you have in the past been or had some unhealthy behaviors. For some of you guys, and I'm going to say this, and this is not to call you out, and it doesn't have to resonate, and if it doesn't, it's not for you. It's like for a small select few. But I think that some of you guys have been in the past maybe cheaters, and it doesn't have to be physically. It could have been emotionally, or simply you might have been a flirt and you knew that it was hurting someone, but you were just having too much fun. And I think that you've grown from that, or you're trying to grow from that. But you've let go of that, and people appreciate that. I also think you know how to, you're decently good at setting boundaries, and people love that. They look at you and they're like, so that's how you set boundaries, Okay, pile number 2, I am officially done. Thank you so much if you stuck around to the end, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye. Pile number 3, hi, welcome back. I'm happy you're here today. I think you're pretty chill. So I think that's why people, because I kind of meditate a little bit before I do every reading, and I kind of pick up energies. And for yours, I just get a calming, chill vibe from you. So I bet that's how you are. So I'm going to start with the oracle cards here. So we have individuality, which we also have the star down here, and that kind of talks about being a little different, being who you are. I don't think you're afraid to shine. I don't think you're afraid to be who you are. I think that at times you have been, it also talks about serenity, but anyways, I think at times you've gone against the unpopular opinion, against the popular kids, against maybe you've stood up for people in the past, but you have a strong core, and people love that about you. They're attracted to that. They fall for you because of that. And then we have weight of the world, boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. So while I think that some people do admire, people fall for you and they admire the fact that you have learned to kind of shield yourself, have learned to close yourself off from, toxic people, or people who don't have your best interests, or people who aren't there for you in the right way, who don't step up for you. And I think that people have also seen how far you've come. I think that you've had some really tough heartache in the past, and it could have been a broken heart from childhood, from partners, from anything. I think you've had some really like negative people in you, or negative influences, or negative events that have really shaped who you are today in a positive way. Like you've let them go, you've healed, you've in the past you have felt quite alone. I think you've been hurt really, really, really terribly. Like your heart must have been shattered. And again, that doesn't have to be a romantic partner, but I think you've had some hard stuff in your life in the past, and you've grown from it, you've changed, you didn't let it define you, while you also didn't become what hurt you. You didn't become who hurt you. And not a lot of people can say that, which is quite unfortunate. But you're also quite, let's liven it up. You're also quite fun, in the sense that I think you're pretty good at roasting people. You could be kind of witty, if you find the right friends. Like you guys kind of go back and forth and kind of call each other out, but like in a playful way, or just little witty banter that you guys have, that you have with people, and that like people really like that about you. They're just like, yeah, that person, they're funny, you're intellectual, you're very smart, you use your brain. That's not to say you're not emotional or anything else, but you are quite smart, very smart. So we also have justice. But people fall for you because they see you as someone that they want to spend the rest of their life with. I think you are quite stable, but also you have the right amount of fun and the right amount of like free spiritedness and uniqueness. Like your little package wrapped up in a beautiful bow, because you are quite beautiful also. And I think a lot of people really like your hair. For some of you guys have beautiful hair. We have kindred partnership, and then we also have the Two of Cups. So like I said earlier, people really see you as a soulmate. And it could be friends, and it doesn't have to be romantic, but people meet you and they want you in their life. They're just like, they love being around you. And I think sometimes you guys could feel a little suffocated by people. And for some of you guys, some of your cases, you're just like, why is this person up my ass? Like, why are they texting me so much? And it's because they just love being around you. They love your personality. They love this calming energy that you have. They want to learn from you, because you've been through stuff, and you've grown from it. You learned from it. You stopped these toxic, or you stopped these cycles. Like you're healing your ancestors. I don't know who needs to hear that, but if you don't know, you are. Because we have here the world. Some of you guys could be some of you guys could be yogis, or meditate, or try, or do a little yoga, do something that connects your mind and your mind and your heart, and you're mindful. And the star also talks about like serenity, calmness, inspiration. So I think that's why people want you around so much, why they love you, why they fall for you, is because your energy is so fucking calming, so fucking soothing. Like right now, I am low-key ready to lay down. I think that's your energy sometimes. It's just so soothing. It doesn't have to be all the time. And people find you really vibrant and really, because we have the sun here, really fun. And the sun in the world. So you literally, when someone really falls for you, like you're all that they can think about, you're all that they want around, you're all that they truly want. You become their world. You become their sun. Like they revolve around you. And another thing that people really fall for you is for your fair. I think you're quite giving, and quite loving. You're fair. You're loving, and you're like, there's like this part of you that could be kind of, it seems like you're not very emotional, but it's just you seem that way. Or like people sometimes come up to you, sometimes can think that maybe you're not that romantic, or that loving, or that soft, but in reality you're very soft, and people fall for you because you have like a higher calling, you have a higher, you're low-key sent here to help the world in some way. And I'm hearing the word humanitarian, but it doesn't have to be that way. You could literally help your community. You could help like a family member, whatever it is that you do. Maybe you're in school for psychology or something that helps people, social work, but you are meant to heal the world in some way, and people love you for that. People fall for you for that. They think you're so lovable, and you're on like some king shit. You're not even on a king shit or queen shit. You're like above that. You're like literally out of this world. And you have like visions, and you're a natural leader. And people just want to follow you. Like, you could low-key start a cult if you wanted to. And there's something about you that helps people. I think that you look, because we have a leg up, you look out for the underdog. I think that if something wasn't right, like I said earlier, way at the beginning, you speak up for people. You speak up for minorities. You speak up for the underdog, people who need the help. And if you can, you speak up for them. You're the type of person who, if you saw bullying, I don't think you would look away. I don't think you would participate. You would like be like, hey, this is wrong. You'd stand up for those people. You're a visionary. You're here to change the world. You're here to lead the world. You can't do anything about it, just so you know, but people love that for you. And I think that you are slowly learning how to like exist in being yourself and being just you, right? Just existing. And then versus you being, the leader and the speaker for everyone. And then versus you not being sucked up in that, not being depleted, not being exhausted and like taken advantage of. I think you're working on that, and I think you'll get there. But people appreciate, and they see that already. Like, there's a lot of people around you that see how there's people that just want to suck you up, and they see how you close the door and you're like, nah, not today. And you might even do it to them where they're like, hey, want to hang? Like, I had a tough day. Or hey, how are you? Like, and there's people around you that just kind of want to use you as emotional support or as emotional stand-ins for people in their lives. And I think that sometimes you're willing to do that for people, and other times you're like, hey, listen, like, it's me, it's my day, like, I don't feel that. Like, you set boundaries, and you let people go, and you're not afraid to let people go and be alone. You're not afraid to be alone at all. You're like something so special, and people look at you and they just kind of want to bow at your feet and say, whatever you need, let me know. And they want to bring you grapes, and they want to just keep you there and visit you. I don't know why. Like, bring you gifts and just like admire you and just like touch you and feel the heal. It's such a weird, I don't know where I'm going with this. This is so weird, but I'm getting like a strong need to say that. Like, people want you to be their leader, their guide, but half of those people want to marry you and want to, keep you to themselves and make you their baby mama, their baby daddy. Pile number 3. That's all I really have for you. The ending got kind of spooky for me, so please let me know if that resonated with you in any way. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.